Hey there, it's Shauna. This is your Bodywork of the week. As you saw in this week's astrology forecast, the theme is seeking integrity. And so we often think of integrity as coming from the heart, but it really starts at the foundation, and we're going to work on our foundation today. We're going to do a figure 4 stretch at the wall. And so anyone can do this, it's really easy. We're going to do it together right now. So you can do this without the wall, but I really like the wall because it gives an extra added element of support and stretch. So you're going to face the wall just like this, kind of be scrunched up towards it, and then lay down. So you may need to readjust once you get down, but you want your feet to be able to rest on the wall. Legs are about at a 90-degree angle like that. And again, it may not be exact. You may need to be closer or farther away, depending on what we'll do next. So now, I want you to keep this foot flexed and then cross your left ankle over your right thigh. And don't let your feet get lazy and floppy. No floppy feet. I want you to think about really flexing that foot, because when you do that, it's going to keep the stretch from going into your knee. We don't want it to go into the knee. When I flex my foot, the stretch goes into my hip, which is what we want for what we're doing today. So this already may feel intense. You want to feel a stretch in your hip, maybe near your glutes. If it doesn't feel intense enough, you can press this thigh forward, or like what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shimmy closer to the wall so that it gives me more of a stretch. And now I can really feel it here in my thigh. So we're just going to chill here for a minute, and I want you to think about breathing into this part of your body, into the hip, the glutes. And this is really good for low back pain. It's excellent for sciatica. And it's excellent for whether you've been standing all day or sitting all day, which is really nice. So you're going to be here as long as you want, but we're going to switch so that this doesn't become a terribly long video. So I'm going to cross my ankle over, and I want my ankle to be right on my thigh. And again, I'm not going to let my foot like sickle out like that. I'm going to flex my foot so it makes the shape as if I'm standing. And then when I'm here, you may notice that your hips want to lift up. So I want you to think about pressing your hips down into the ground, like think about rolling your tailbone down towards the ground. And then you can just breathe here. You can have your arms stretched overhead or out to your sides, whatever feels comfortable, as long as you're feeling the stretch in the hip. Good. And then when you're done with that, you can hug your knees in and get up. So you can definitely do that without the wall, but I like the wall because it gives that added layer of support and foundation, which is really important for this week. It adds to that element of foundation and grounding, and it adds to this idea of integrity also, because integrity is when something is solid, when there is like a certain concreteness to things. And so this transfers into all layers of our lives. When we have a solid foundation in our physical body, then that translates to solid foundation in the emotional body, in relationships, all of the things. So I encourage you to try this pose. Maybe try it a few times a week and see how you feel. Honestly, I like to hold it a lot longer than we did in this video, but I wanted to keep it brief for you because you can get a benefit even if it's just holding it for 3 breaths. I find that when I've been standing all day for a long time, I like to hold it each side for 5 minutes, which I know sounds like a long time, but it feels so good. So that's all for today. If you want to find more inspiration and guidance, you can watch all of my other videos here on YouTube. And then also join me tomorrow or every Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific time for Neo Feminine TV. Tomorrow I'm going to be talking about how manifesting is fucked and how the law of attraction actually causes more harm and suffering than help. And I have some ideas for how we can live towards, move towards a more feminine conscious kind of mindset versus going into things like spiritual bypass. So it's a topic that I'm really excited to talk about, and I'm excited to hear what you think as well. So until then, and until next week, I'm wishing you a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you soon. Namaste.